Okay, we are going to talk about identifying the point of intersection, and I know it kind of got cut off at the top, so if you want to cut that part off completely and just write that as your title, that's fine. Identifying the point of intersection. This is very, very simple. We have two lines on our graph, and where they intersect is our point of intersection. So in this case, they intersect right here, and you see that's a 4 on the x-axis and a 2 on the y-axis, which means that the ordered pair for that is 4, 2. So what does that mean? For example, if it was something about this equation is the number of inches of rain per hour in one city, and this is, well, because this one's going down, we can't necessarily do that. So let's say it's like the amount of water in a bucket, and then this is the amount of water in the other bucket that's being pumped out. This one's being filled up. And we want to know, when are they going to be at the same height? This would be when they're at the same height. So in 4 hours, they would both have 2 gallons of water in them or something like that. And I'm just making that information up off the fly. So not that that's exact for this graph. Just wanted you to understand. Okay, so for this graph, again, where the two lines cross each other, that is my point of intersection. So if we go down, we're at 3, because that's halfway between 2 and 4. And if we go over, we're at 4. And x is always first. We do the x-axis and then the y-axis. So we're going to say 3, 4. Now here's the interesting thing about this one. You have these equations up here at the top. So let's say that you have a graph that's difficult to read. You can take this ordered pair and you can plug it into each of these equations to verify that you're right. And you know math teachers love for you to verify your work. So x is 3 and y is 4. So we would say 3 plus 2 times 4 should equal 11. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So that one checks out. And then over here, 3 times 3 minus 4 should equal 5. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 does in fact equal 5. So that is the point of intersection. Is that making sense? Okay, let's look at the next one. Again, point of intersection is right here. And this is -2, 5. And on this last one on this page, we've got 8 and 6, and x always goes first, so 8, 6. Again, let's verify in our equations. 8 plus 6 should equal 14. 8 plus 6 is 14. And 8 minus 6 should equal 2, and it does. And so that's where these equations would be equal to each other, is right here at 8, 6, where x was 8 and y was 6, they would be equal. So trim this page up, glue it on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, we're going to do this one. Okay, the point of intersection is given for you right here. You just have to identify what number that is. Okay, so using a ruler is always a good idea. And you can go straight down. And I'm going to call that 4. And we can go straight over and call that 80. So 480. So for example, this is data used and cost in dollars. So this, let's say this is one cell phone company. Let's say this is AT&T and this is Sprint. Okay. So at 4 gigabytes with both companies, you'd be paying $80. Okay. So you may have a question about 2 different companies and you want to know how many hours or how many gigabytes can you use with this cell phone company before the other company becomes more expensive. Well, first you need to know where they're equal, and then you can know, hey, this one's actually more expensive after that point, okay? Not that you have to be able to do that right now. All you have to do is be able to identify those points of intersection. So 8, 7. Good? And on this one, you see there's like a whole section right here that looks like it's on top of itself. You want to be right smack in the middle of that because it's still getting closer, 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 closer. Here is where it intersects, okay, which is between 110 and 120. So I'm going to call that 115, and over here that's 70. So 115, 70. And again, where did I get the 115 from? This is 100, so the mark in between is 110, and this is actually halfway between 110 and 120, so we're going to call that 115. Okay, so this is going to go on the right-hand side.